As the evening of day 2 draws to a close, the action is hotting up. I'm getting excited. I think the fish might be getting excited. But before I do that, I'm going to talk to this big man behind me, my good friend Danny Turley, who in fact has lived here for over 9 months. He's been living, breathing, smelling this venue. If anyone knows everything about it, it's this man. Danny, firstly, before we go and talk about the fishing and what could happen, you've done a lot of work here and a great job you've done.
Thank you. Yeah, we've done a real lot of work this winter. We've redeveloped the whole lake, new swims, landscaped a lot of the ugly scenery, removed some of the more dodgy swims. Now the swims are really accessible, good for bivvies, comfortable.
Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. When you've been doing that work, you've been walking around this venue, you've been seeing everything, you've been living and breathing it like I've just said. You've sleet, snow, you've been here in every single condition. Have you seen any whackers on your travels? I
have, yeah, I've seen quite a few, to be honest. We've got quite a few snaggy areas where we watch the fish constantly. Big fish, we're talking like 50 pound, 25 kilo pluses. Really to larger sizes, 35 kilos. And just recently, obviously, as you know, we've just had a 72 pound fish on the bank for a bloke who won a competition in a fishing magazine, actually.
Now, I believe there's a little bit of a funny story behind that because I heard the guy had a problem with his arm. Can you explain a bit more?
Yeah, we'd had an heart attack a few years ago and he had an issue with his arm. He's got like a wasting disease and he can't hold any weight. So he asked me to hold the fish up for the photos. I ducked down out of the way, which was quite a feat in itself. And Ray got in the back and we got some really good photos for him. He was really happy with it.
The fish known as the giant, and it really is a giant, isn't it?
It's a huge, huge fish. 70 pound, 72 pounds, spawned out. Expect this fish to be 80 pound later on in the year.
Well, let's hope we get a chance to look, at some more of the fish and hopefully some more get caught during the competition. But let's talk a bit about the competition. It's hotting up. Yeah. Team Benelux are in the lead. Danny's chasing them. Now, with the conditions as they are, what do you expect to happen?
Well, I've recently checked the weather. The conditions are going to stay pretty much the same with predominantly northerly based winds. The German guy, Etienne, and Danny are in the prime positions.
Pole position and Alcatraz, I believe. Yes. Now, pole position's got some great big fish form. Would you be surprised if it produced a whacker?
I would not be surprised within the next 48 hours that Etienne has possibly a 25 kilo fish. Real big fish.
Now, looking further afield, Dan and Etienne out the equation, if you were to back a winning team, based on the swims they've got, who would it be?
On form, you've got to go with a Fairbrass. He's fishing a swim he's fished in the past. He knows the lake like the back of his hand. He's got the winning rigs. The weather's in his condition. I think the only slip up that may happen, Etienne and a bag of real big fish. Real big fish.
And that's the thing with this venue. Let's say, for example, you've got Iron, he's trickling away, catching, smaller fish. He's had a nice mid-30, but it only takes one absolute monster and you go from being nowhere to everywhere.
Yeah, certainly. 25, 27 kilo fish, you're almost way out in front, maybe even unsurpassable.
Well, you heard it from the man first. The match is wide open, but a big fish could change everything.